Welcome. We are back at another podcast, which you still hasn't uploaded the other one.
No, hold on, let me put my dog here. He's getting excited. But the reason we gotta record it, I just need to edit it. But the time we're doing this, what was any? We got the news of someone who passed away. Yeah,
It's very true.
which
a lot of childhood passes.
a lot in a span of 2 weeks, to be honest.
But we're gonna go with the first one, right?
Yeah, with the first one, which is Jason Evan Frank, aka the Green Ranger, or White Ranger,
Black Ranger
from Dino Crisis.
Dino. That's a game.
Oh shit, yeah.
Dino Thunder.
Dino Thunder. Sorry.
Or Dino Fury. It's one of the two.
There's so many dinos in my head. But we got that, and he was also the Red Turbo Ranger.
Red Turbo, Red Zeo.
Yeah. But he been a
Lord Draken.
But he been in the series for a long time.
He is like the definitive Power Ranger. When you think of Power Rangers, everybody knows
Jason David Frank.
Tommy
Oliver, the character he plays.
Dr. Tommy Oliver. He's a doctor, remember?
Oh, yeah. Right? So weird because like in the older series, you don't think of him would be like, oh,
becoming a doctor. Yeah. Like he's like that guy became out of everybody. Or he's the one that became the doctor. Yeah. Weird. I thought he would end up being like some kind of martial artist in the show. I was thinking like what his real life job was.
I was thinking like Billy, like the Blue Ranger.
He was supposed to be a scientist, but he went in. The problem is he went and disappeared into the Alien Rangers for years. He's finally coming back for the new anniversary thing that they're doing, the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, which I'm curious what they're gonna do with that, especially with JDF passing.
With JDF passing, I think he's gonna have a tribute in that, and I think we do know that they cast somebody as Trini's daughter.
I do like that idea.
It's very interesting, and she's going to take up the Yellow Ranger.
If they want to make a tribute to him, ask his daughter, like, does he want to do this?
That would be cool, yeah. Like,
because
if she got
I'm pretty sure she will say yes in a heartbeat, but
I mean, she wanted to be in it. There's a lot of stuff with Jason David Frank that we could talk about. I've watched Power Rangers as a tiny little kid.
Same here. Again, we both started with Mighty Morphin.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers were from the 90s.
Which, funny enough, I didn't stop. I started watching, like, I think the second or third episode when the Green Ranger showed up. That's when I started watching. I didn't know nothing before then. But once I started getting addicted to it, a kid who lived across the street from me, he got, like, a bunch of VHS. He recorded, like, episodes.
Oh, you recorded Power Rangers?
Before...
So you got them from him?
Yeah, so I started watching that, and I got caught up, but I got hooked.
I watched it on TV. My mom, my family had it. I was like, that was one of the few shows where it was on. It was almost on all the time.
It was.
In the 90s, it was on all the fucking time, and anywhere you look, in Power Ranger Mania, man, it was huge, especially from 96 to about 2001-ish, maybe a little bit past that.
Granted, it's still big, but it's not as big as it used to be.
It's not like, so, a good story, and this is a story from during the time they were making the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, a little bit before it, where they went to Universal Studios. Like, it was like a meet and greet, and they were, like, on stage.
Oh, I remember that.
And, like, to this day, they say nothing's ever been more crazy at Universal Studios than that.
I remember that stopped traffic and...
Like, it stopped traffic for hours and hours and hours. Like, that's how many people went in the 90s to go try to meet the original 6 Power Rangers.
Which is fucking crazy if you think about it. Like, holy
and that was
shit.
Right before they were filming the movie at the same time. It's just crazy to think about. Like, they were that big. Like those actors were like probably the most well known in the world. It's kind of like in today's version of like JoJo Siwa or anybody like that, where like it's a mania, or like Mr. Beast now, I guess. They were big. It was big.
It was really big, and
Tommy Oliver was Jason David Frank's character was probably the biggest character.
And a lot of people's favorite Ranger, which
I mean, Green Power Ranger, White Ranger,
which again, he was mine. Like, I'll be honest, like out of all the Rangers, I really do like Tommy the best.
Tommy has the most character out of all of especially the originals.
More than that, more his charisma in the show. His charisma is like really...
Well, he did a lot of his stunts himself. He was a martial artist. So a lot of them were different martial artists, gymnasts, things like that.
Yeah, like...
But like him...
before I do... I have to say this, like... A lot of people still don't know this. The fight scenes in the Power Rangers...
Oh, yeah.
The show... it came out in Japan called Super Sentai.
Yeah.
And they're using the stock footage from that for the fight scenes.
In the suits, yes.
Yeah, in the suits.
But they added, so they took stuff out, rearranged everything. Yeah. That's why there was the white and the Green Ranger. We didn't plan that, by the way.
That's my phone, by the way.
That's his phone, and you've had that for literal years now.
Years.
Where like
I put it back on when I found out he passed. I was like, oh goddamn.
Yeah, he gets a text and he's like, I'm like, and people have looked at him too in different places we've gone, and just like, they look at him.
Funny, I didn't get a funny story. I was streaming Walking Dead. When Clementine was chopping her finger off.
I do remember, yeah.
Why was he getting into it?
That's accurate, man. But like as a child growing up, JDF Frank, the minute he came on as the Green Power Ranger, he was a bad guy.
A lot of people don't know that he was a bad guy when he first started.
Rita Repulsa gives him the power of the green. It's an artificial morpher. It's an artificial coin.
Yeah, which it brainwashed him or mind control him or something.
Yeah, she. I think at first she didn't, and then she did, if I remember correctly. But he was under her control anyway.
Yeah.
But like that coin she made was a part of the morphine grid, which I know most of you might not care about the morphine grid, but like that coin, for some reason, she was able to tap into the morphine grid and create it, which I don't think any villain has ever done since then.
No.
And I'm wondering why was she able to do it rather than everybody else. But the cool thing about the stock footage is because they wanted to keep the Green Ranger all the way through the American Saban, right?
Yeah.
But they couldn't because there was no old footage of Green. There's more Green.
Yeah,
so they're like, White Ranger. Okay, how do we keep this the most famous actor in our group that everybody likes? We'll make him the White Ranger, even though there was two different characters in the original Sentai.
It's funny because people thought the actor in the suit, they were the actors that were playing the character, which in reality they were stock footage from the original show.
Yeah. And
a lot of people don't know that. It's like you haven't noticed. You even notice the quality.
You don't notice the quality in some cases where. There's a female in the suit, not in the original Mighty Morphin, but in different eras of the Sentai, where like it actually is the gender swap.
It was Mighty Morphin, the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah, like it's actually
gender swap. It was funny when you think about it. It's like, and also funny like, oh, we made the black guy the Black Ranger,
and the Yellow Ranger the Yellow Asian person, and it was funny because they switched them later on. Like I don't think they planned it that way, but then the Yellow Ranger became black, and then the Black Ranger became Asian. I was like, did they just decide to swap them? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, God. They probably didn't mean it, but it's funny to think about. It's like, what the fuck? Racist does this fine.
But as a kid, Tommy came on, and he was a bad guy. You know, you could tell, like, this guy, the villain, bad guy, he wasn't a bad guy for a long time.
I think like 5 episodes.
He's like, this guy is something, man. This is a cool character. And then when he switches to the good side, you're like, okay.
Oh, yes.
With the Dragon Zord, and just, like... You could see him, and apparently he got cast at the same time, like at the beginning of the series with Trini. Him and Trini got cast at the same time.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's the story he tells. It's like, yeah, me and her were cast at the same time. I helped her like with the martial arts and the moving, just different. And he's like, yeah, we got cast at the same time. It's just I wonder, like he had to sit around for a while under contract until the Green Ranger part came in.
Yeah, but
he was cast at the same time as her. Apparently, everybody else was cast before her. But because the original Yellow Ranger was black, and so was and then they had the original Pink Ranger, which was a different Pink Ranger, which I'm glad they ended up with Amy Jo. But
yeah, I don't remember. I haven't seen the pilot, so I really don't know about that. But
the pilot's pretty good. It's not the best. It's like cheesy. You could tell it's like not as good, but it was pretty good.
Not the pilot. I say like the shit that sold the studio to see.
Oh yeah, like the studio stuff.
Yeah, I didn't see that, so
it's very interesting to watch. There's some stuff out there. You like bothering me, huh? Sorry, the dog.
Yeah, but it's just again just a span of 2 weeks. People from our childhood just passed.
Yeah, you have Kevin Conroy,
which
Batman.
We're gonna talk about later on in this one, but
and JDF, and it's wild that
it's wild.
It happened so soon,
and it kind of breaks my heart to think about like suicide.
Yeah, for Jason and Frank, especially like what everything is going through.
Which is shocking to me because
he always gave everybody else confidence. Like, hey, there's somebody to reach out to, and his tattoo just didn't tap. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's shocking to me. And after he passed, someone showed me a video
Like the one of him outside of a store, right? Where he's talking to fans?
Yeah, outside the store, and there was another one where he was talking to the camera. In his eyes, he looks defeated, and that right there just broke me. I was like, oh, god damn it. It's like, what?
He did, I think it was 25 or 30 minutes before he passed, there's like a video of him, like talking. I think he's like talking to somebody, but I just saw it earlier today. I was like, oh shit, he looks fucking defeated.
Exactly. It's just like, really is. He never would expect that from Tommy, dude. Or
because he always said, hey, if you're, like he always said, reach out to somebody. He always said that, and
he always says that. That's why we never thought about like he would do that.
Like he thought we think he would reach out, and I think he because from what we know, he had a fight with his wife because him and his wife, they're in the middle of a divorce. They went to a hotel together in separate rooms.
Yeah, there's two things.
They got in an argument, and then he went to his room. She went she stayed in her
apparently.
Room.
I think it's been confirmed like we're going to a divorce, and on top of that, like a year before, his stepdaughter passed away.
Yeah.
So added that with the whole thing about getting a divorce,
which I mean, with the child passing away, that's gonna drive a couple apart. Obviously,
it would too.
But it's like this guy, and then he has this fight with his ex-wife or his current wife because they're still married.
Yeah.
And he goes to his room, and she gets concerned, like, wait a minute.
Something isn't right, yes.
And then, 5 a.m., the cops come or whatever, and, yeah, sure enough, he hung himself in the closet, and it's very sad.
It's just...
Like, a lot of people didn't get to, a lot of people wish they could have he would have said something to them to help him, that night, because it's a hard thing to do.
I'm not mistaken, I think someone called him.
Yeah, that's a video, the video got shared, that video.
No, actually, no. The guy, his trainer, he missed a call from him, and he was thinking if I would have answered that phone call.
Well, he FaceTimed somebody. I forgot who. That's the video. The video that came up. He was FaceTiming somebody for 25 minutes before he did it.
I don't think I finished that whole thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't finish it. I really couldn't.
Yeah, it was 25 minutes. Before he hung himself. He was FaceTiming somebody and came out. I'm like, I wonder how they got that video. But that's just the unfortunate part of the side. But there's a lot of good things he did.
Yeah, a lot of good things. Like me, I had the honor of meeting him.
I didn't. I thought I was gonna get the chance to meet him again, and this happened. I'm like, god damn it, because he went to Comic-Con here, but he wasn't there the day that I went.
Which he was like,
I was like, no.
With me, I went to a dead anime convention. RomeCon is dead.
Fair assumption.
Yeah, but he was there. It's funny, I think it was 30 minutes late.
I remember.
Yeah. And he posted a video on his Facebook, him rushing to the convention.
He's like, I'm coming.
It was hilarious, but I'm definitely going to show a picture in the podcast.
Somewhere, you post your picture. And, I mean, I gave you some pictures of me, with my Green Ranger shirt. I have a picture of me and a cosplayer dressed as the White Ranger and stuff, so...
Yeah, so... I also signed my Funko Pop, which I'm never going to get that away.
Granted, that.
I saw a bunch of my collection, but that was the thing before he passed away. I will never get this away.
Because you made that a point to not...
Yeah, because, again... I fucking look up to this guy as a kid, dude.
He's definitely one of the first heroes I had. I was like, that is a guy that is a Power Ranger. And it's just crazy to see it. And then all the videos that are coming out, people are sharing and I'm
gonna be honest, I got a little teary-eyed where Amy posted that video where she sung.
Where she's trying to, before she's like, I thought I'd come on here and she couldn't find words and just she admit she's one of the this is the time where she admits she's a Power Ranger, and she doesn't do that very often if you didn't know, but it's it was very sad seeing her video, and Jason Font did one. He did a post and he did a video, and he's
I'll say this, props to Austin St. John. Him and JDF, they didn't get along.
He even said we're not drinking buddies,
but he did addresses hey, I feel bad. Me and him are not friends, but our family lost a father, a husband. And he did say a quote. I don't know if it's from the series or he just made it up. Once a Ranger, always a Ranger.
Yeah, I mean, that's a Power Rangers thing.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but when you said that, I was like,
it's from the actual series, but it's also a thing that a lot of fans and the Power Rangers themselves say. But it's from the series.
I just don't remember that. But once he said that, I was like,
yeah.
God
I mean,
it.
It's true. It's once a Ranger, always a Ranger, and that's what a lot of the different Power Rangers that have met him over the years. They say once a Ranger. Because there's nothing stopping you from coming back, and I think this might be a reason for Amy Jo to come back one more time. But I don't think she ever will. But I think to honor him, she should just for one more time.
Yeah, like, and dude, before he passed, I think he was done filming his part in the movie he was making.
Well, it was his movie. He was the main character.
Yeah, it was his movie. He backed it up with a Kickstarter.
Yeah, him and Bat in the Sun, the guys from Bat in the Sun.
Okay, and then
it's both of them.
I thought it was mainly like he wanted to make this.
It was him, Aaron Shioke, and his brother, the guys who do Superpower Beatdown. Because those guys became his friends. They're the ones that keep trying to push for different. Like they went to Saban and he actually pitched a Dark Green Ranger series, a White Ranger series, like a mini one, like for Netflix or something. They said no. He also pitched Lord Draken doing a Shatter Grid,
which that still bugs me because. Look at the comic series. That shit sells.
That is the best villain they've had for Power Rangers in a long time. Well, I've watched bits and pieces of different series since back in the day, especially Super Mega Force, the big battle with all the Power Rangers in it. I had to watch it because JDF.
Yeah.
And anytime the old school Power Rangers, I'll tune in. But like Lord Draken's the best written villain of Power Rangers that they've had in a long time.
It just makes sense. Like, I'm sorry to say this, like, if I found out like years later, like they make another Power Rangers series and they added Draken as the main villain, but someone else would voice it. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I will feel about it.
I mean, if you get a good enough actor, or you take bits and pieces of voice dialogue that JDF has said.
Yeah, that's true, but it's just like, now do you want to do this? Just like, come on.
I mean,
that's how I feel.
I don't mind them doing it. If they're gonna do it, I'd say go animated now.
Animated.
Because that's what I wanted them to do the Justice League Power Rangers animated movie, like they did for Ninja Turtles. Yeah. Like I've been wanting them to do that, and they could still do it. And you could not have to. You don't have to include the Green or White Ranger in that. You could just do the red, blue.
Dude, that I do agree with. Yeah, with that.
But he's. I don't know. There's something about the Tommy Oliver. I think just the Shatter Grid should be shown to people. The Lord Draken character as something. If you don't know what Boom Studios does a comic book series on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and they've bled into different other.
Boom is very known for that.
But
along with Dark Horse and Boom, they're. Big
Boom is the one who did the Shatter Grid, I believe, and it's just one of the hands down. If you love Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, just their series in general, but the Shatter Grid specifically, is just. It's a beautiful story, and it's what if Tommy Oliver stayed evil.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
He takes the White Ranger powers. He takes Zed's staff. He takes Rita's magic.
What is that? Like, if you don't want to read the book, that fighting game I showed you.
They did the game. They told a little bit of it.
Yeah, but the main story is like Heavy Dragon. Like, play that to see what this character is about.
Yeah, because it's a worth to read. It's something that J.T. Frank really wanted to do, and he didn't get a chance to do it.
But he did the Legend of the White Dragon,
which is like the White Ranger series without it being Power Rangers.
Which I did see like that little trailer. Shit was fucking phenomenal.
And it's a ton of Power Rangers. You have both Black Rangers. You have Jason Font.
Like, and I think it got the.
You have some Mystic Rangers in there. You have a lot of people in there.
I know someone from Time Force or something like that.
Yeah, that's Jason Font.
Okay, then. Who was the female yellow one that was also on
it? I think I forgot. She's a newer Ranger. I forgot what series she's from.
Okay.
But they have a ton of Rangers in it.
Yeah,
they have Andros, I think, too.
Which, he's my second favorite Red Ranger.
So, I mean, I think Andros is in it as well. Like, it's a big cast. Like, they got a lot of people from different eras of Power Rangers in it.
And I'm just happy that he was able to finish this.
Yeah,
now all they have to do is like mix it, like and all that.
Mastering the movie, editing it, all that stuff. They're doing that right now. It's fully Kickstarter. It was all filmed apparently. I don't think some of the backer. I don't know if they finished all the backer rewards for it or not, but.
No, they haven't.
Comes out next year. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, when that movie comes out, we're gonna review on here because it's a must for us.
That's something that Jason DeFrank's probably his last credit, maybe. I think he might have filmed something with Power Rangers once or twice, but I'm pretty sure that's the last JDF credit that he's gonna have.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the last one. And man, it's going to hit me in the feels once I watch that.
But like, there's a lot of things about JDF was like,
yeah,
he was a martial artist. He's undefeated. If you look at at least if you look at the official fights, he's an undefeated fighter. Which I'm surprised that he's an undefeated fighter.
MMA, like he wanted to fight Punk.
That would have been cool.
It would have been cool. Like he didn't care about the money. He just wanted to fight him.
Dude, I mean, the problem is he's more trained than Punk is.
Yeah, he is.
He would have just won. It wouldn't. But it would have been cool if they did it for charity or something.
Also, like, oh man, I still remember this. Like, which I don't know. You saw the video when him and Jean-Claude Van Damme were almost about to fight.
Yeah. Like for a while, they were just like getting arguments at all the cons.
And now we saw the video when they're about to explode. I was like, oh shit.
I think it's like where Jason DeFrank gets in a stance and then like Jean-Claude's like, oh no.
That's what it is. Yeah, probably.
Because I mean, they're both legit fighters, both of them. But Jason DeFrank, clearly, probably scary.
I would not be in a fight with him. I'll be honest.
like, man. But I used to watch Super Power Beatdown. Remember, he came back and he played the White Ranger and the Green Ranger in Super Power Beatdown again. One against Scorpion, and I forgot what the other one was fighting. But when he came in for that, I was like, wow, they actually were able to get him for that. Like the actual actor, which is very rare for anybody to be able to do. And they asked Saban for permission to do that. It wasn't like they just did it as a fan project. No, they actually asked Saban, can we use this and do this? And that was something that when it came out, it was really cool and very special for fans to see White Ranger and the guy who plays him fight Scorpion.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
and then he became friends with those guys, the Super Power Beatdown guys, he did a little a reality series that followed him around the United States with them, and that was a fun show.
I haven't seen it, but I'm going to watch it now.
It's and that's where a lot of those video moments where him and Stan Lee, him with other people, where people
I saw the clip. I saw the clip, and I'll be honest, that did make me teary-eyed.
There's a few different clips of him and Stan Lee throughout the years, and every time he sees Jason DeFrank, he's like, "You're my favorite Power Ranger," and you see JDF just like what's happening, like it's just a very emotional, like this guy who's already gone and then the guy who just passed, and it's like they liked each other, they were friends, and he was one of the few people Stan still remembered, but like when he was like very old,
which is
like he doesn't remember a lot of people. He remembers Kevin Smith, he remembers Ivy Doom Kitty, he remembers JDF, and he remembers a few other like famous people that he was friends with a lot. But like JDF was one of the people he always remembered for some reason.
Which that's an honor right there.
Like, and just seeing those videos because we met Stan together, and it's like,
which I did smell like a fucking idiot.
Like, it's just crazy.
It's just real sad.
And like I have a lot of favorite moments of like, this guy is a hero. He's one of my favorite people on TV as a kid. It's like, I want to be that, and I got to dress up as a Power Ranger for Christmas multiple times. So, like,
it's just so unreal.
Like, I saw Power Rangers in theaters. The original and Turbo.
Which I didn't see the original in theaters. What happened was, I didn't know that they made a movie. I didn't know. So
it wasn't marketed very well anyway.
Yeah, so I didn't know. So I remember like I went in the car with my mom one day. I forgot where we went, but went to the store. She bought something. I didn't see it. We got into the car. She gave it to me, and that's how I got the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie.
That's cool. That's cool. It's a very cheesy movie.
It's very cheesy, but
the CGI. Oh my god!
Dude, but the CGI was terrible.
But like, it's like a time capsule of a movie.
Yeah,
like, that is a '90s movie.
Yeah. So I didn't see the Mighty Morphin movie. I saw Turbo in theaters.
I saw both in theaters. I saw Pokemon in theaters, both of them as well.
Yeah, I did too.
I saw the first one in the 2000s as well. Just while we're on the topic of movies that you didn't think we'd be old enough to have seen in theaters. No, we're actually really old. It's just. I mean, like back in the 90s, we didn't have the internet. Trini died back then. We didn't have the internet. And when we found out we were much older, probably.
Yeah.
We didn't. We were sad, but we were like, oh, I didn't know that. Now I know. No wonder she's not around.
Yeah, because I think for a while, it's like,
They didn't talk about it.
I wasn't keeping up with Power Rangers. I stopped after Wild Force. That's what I stopped watching. So
I watched for a long time until fucking I don't know which came first. SPD. No, because I watched SPD. I watched Mystic Force. RPM I think is where he stopped. And then I watched Mega Force for a little bit.
Yeah, like RPM was supposed to be the final Power Ranger, but it's like
no, we still make alternate universe too.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, we're making money, so we're gonna keep continuing.
Well, that and like Saban kept like changing the rights around, and then Nickelodeon got the rights to the TV deal, with them, and then I think Hasbro owns them now or something. I forgot who owns Power Rangers now. Like Saban still is the company, but they're owned by somebody else now.
But it's crazy. Like
this is like a big one. It's like probably one of the. I mean, there's a few people who've died. The guy from Ninja Storm.
I think so.
He committed suicide, and what's crazy, the same context of like he was in a divorce with his wife. He killed himself.
Not just that. We're not talking about that, but we talk about one Ranger that went. He's in prison right now.
He got out.
Oh, he got out. What the fuck?
Yeah, he's out now. He only got 6 years, and
damn, 6 years already passed. So.
And he got out before 6 years was done. You don't have to do your full 6.
Yeah, which is funny. The person I'm talking about is the Red Wild Force Ranger,
which is one of the best Rangers actually.
I like that guy.
Like
also, I didn't know
he was the new guy in Forever Red. He was the brand new Ranger in Forever Red.
I was watching Forever Red like today.
Mm-hmm.
It was so iconic because right next to him was JDF.
Yeah.
And then the person next to him is Austin St. John.
Because I mean, it was supposed to be like the past and the past and the future.
I was thinking like True Legend approve of this guy. That's all I was thinking of. It was like.
And it was like this guy is a good actor and good.
He was in I think Power Rangers Samurai something like that. He was the bad guy.
He showed up. Yeah, he showed up one other time.
But he went to prison because
he went to prison for alleged murder, but they couldn't prove that he murdered.
What? Funny enough, a fucking samurai sword.
Yeah, it's like
just like what the fuck?
Like what? We're never gonna see him again, but
we probably won't. But that right there was crazy when we first heard about it. It's like,
yeah, but
fuck?
like if you look it up, a lot of people in the Power Rangers like Bubble have died, like the original Zordon. And like there's a few people who've died, but like the Ninja Storm, I think it's Ninja Storm, where he's from this New Zealand actor. I forgot his name at the moment on top of my head, but his situation is a mirror to JDF's, where like he was getting a divorce with his wife, he committed suicide. JDF, same thing that happened. I'm like, how does that happen more than once in one fandom? Like, it's my God. Power Rangers is just such a special creature of like it's Japanese, but it's also an American Japanese like version, and
it brought happiness to us. It brought sadness to us.
But recently through like the internet, people posting their own tributes and videos, like TikTok. I go on there and scroll when I'm trying to fall asleep. But last few days I've been on there since he passed, and people are doing these tributes to him. Where if you've ever seen the End of Watch, it's a very sad ending to that movie. People are doing the End of Watch for Tommy Oliver, like, it's the End of Watch, Tommy Oliver, and they gave like the date that he died, and
goddamn,
and then like it fucking kills you, like you're like I'm watching like and people are dressed like Power Rangers. Hey, people are dressed like Power Rangers doing it. People are playing like Saba or playing the Green Ranger dagger. I forgot what they call the Green Ranger weapon, but people are just doing different videos with his different things. He meant a lot to people. If you looked at all the fan art and like you could tell like this guy in every video and everywhere he went, he always made sure like, hey, I need to stop and talk to this person, talk to that person.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the fans love him, because he took the time to talk to everyone, and
like he's like, and there's a video out of the store that we were talking about a while ago where he's like, hey, I never get tired of anybody calling me their hero, like that video of him talking like that and like saying that is just like very much of like it hits you hard. You're like, wow, he really enjoyed like what he did, and he made a lot of childhoods. He made mine for sure, and I never got to actually meet him, but I was in the same place as him. But that's close as I've gotten. But you got to meet him, and I'm very jealous. He's one of my favorite Power Rangers, man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cherish that memory. I made him forever.
And like last few like couple days since he passed, like I've just been watching Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin.
I've been doing the same thing.
Like
well, you've been watching Mighty Morphin. I've been watching Zeo.
Like I'm gonna get to Zeo then after Mighty Morphin's done, but like I'm like almost 50 episodes deep in Mighty Morphin, I think.
It's just like, god damn it.
It's hard. It's like there's not a lot of celebrities where it hits me that hard. I mean, Stan Lee was one, but like even that didn't hit me as hard as probably JDF Franks has, because he was just something. So he was always in front of the TV.
In front of the TV, give us like speeches, like speak to us.
Like he always like. Deep down, he was Tommy Oliver. That was his character. That's him as a person too, in some ways. Like that, he is very much one of my favorite celebrities, because he never minded taking the time to go talk to a fan. He's given people. I've seen him sign stuff for free on the in videos and stuff. I'm like, wow. He sees a little kid. He's like, hey, like he points out the little kid. There's things like that. It just makes you kind of sad.
It has. But before we end this one, we're going to talk about our top 5 favorite moment from him.
I mean, there's a lot.
I think for me, when we count the Forever Green, when he first became the Green Ranger, how
that's a good one. Yeah, that's one. That's that. So I'd say my number one.
What? That's my. I think that's number 5 for me.
Number 5. Okay.
Number 4 is definitely Forever Red.
Okay.
Because one, the fact that all those Red Rangers in one episode.
It's a very big moment. They've never done anything like that.
They never had, and it just like
they still haven't done anything like that again.
I kind of wish they do, but it's that whole episode is just like, wow, holy shit!
Like, how did they manage to get all those people together?
Exactly. It's just like it was a special moment for that one.
Very big one, actually.
I think 4 is. Oh no, 3 is when you find out like he's going to be the White Ranger.
Oh yeah.
Because
the reveal of the White Ranger. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
At the time, we thought like he was done with the series.
I mean, that was the rumor.
It was, but as a kid, we were thinking like, oh, he's going to be like.
Okay. What's your number 2?
Number 2. This.
You just pulled out the big ones.
I know.
I have a few. If you want to think on it for a second.
Yeah, maybe you might have some of them.
So
I just try to remember, like I did on the top of my head.
So number 5 moments, and I'm only going to include Power Rangers in this, I guess. But number 5 is him becoming the Black Ranger in Dino Thunder. I think Dino Thunder. Where like he's the mentor to all of them, and then when he becomes the Black Ranger, because it's not the biggest Tommy Oliver moment, but that's one of the ones I really enjoyed, because it's like I thought he was just gonna be like the Zordon of this new team. And he ended up, he's like, oh, he powers up, and he's like more stronger than all of them, and that's a moment where he reveals himself as a Black Ranger, in the show. Like that was a good moment, for me. 4 is probably the Forever Green episode.
Yeah.
Where he's shown off as the Green Ranger, and 3 for me though is the Green Ranger, the candle, the green candle. I forgot what that episode's called. The 2-parter episode where he loses the green power.
Actually, speaking of that, I remember what my number 2 was.
Okay. My
number 2 was when he went into the Power Ranger hideout and destroyed everything.
Okay.
Because at the time when we saw that, it was like, holy shit, this shit got real.
Okay, that's not a bad one. I like that.
Because it shows like how this dude is, like how dangerous he is.
So you saw my first 2 are basically the debut and the end of the Green Ranger, and the beginning of the White Ranger when he. But like number 3, however, is kind of weird, I guess, but it is basically his appearance in Superpower Beatdown. Just like they actually managed to get him, and like that was something you wouldn't expect, and that's one of my favorite like JDF Frank moments, I guess. Is just like, oh, they managed to get him. It's not a big moment in his career, but it's definitely something different compared to everything else. But those 2 moments are really good. But then Number 2 is an interesting one, not because it's number 2, right? Yeah, it's number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2 is it's not a big one, but it's definitely one that like made me pop off. That's his appearance in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers reboot in 2017, where him and Amy Jo together.
I remember that.
I was like, I wasn't expecting like a cameo like that. And I was like, they're together. Yes. Even if it's not the same universe.
But still, it's cool to see them on screen.
Yeah, and that was a big one. Now, what's your number 1 then?
I think my number 1 is it's from the cheesy movie, the fucking Power Ranger movie, when the final battle with the Zords.
Okay.
And you see Tommy being all badass with his hawk and fighting me up with the rest of the game.
I mean, that's not a bad choice.
Just because I remember it was like a special memory. Just me like watching the TV like as a kid, because I watched that movie religiously when I got that VHS too. And I remember that part. I was just like, oh my god, that made me pop up. And my mom was like knocking on my door like, go to sleep.
One of my favorite number 1. It's not really in one thing, I guess, but it's anytime he would do it. It's not really a moment, but it's more of like a thing he does. It's anytime, anywhere he's at, he says it's morphin' time. Because anytime he said it the best.
Yeah.
And he said it with the most like feeling to it. And anytime he says it, especially in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, where he says it's morphin' time, and it's just like, oh my god. It just gets you every time. And recently I've been watching videos of him doing that, and you're just like, oh my god.
We're just never going to hear it again.
We're not going to hear him say it again. That's what got me. That's why when I was thinking about when he told me about let's do a top moments, I was like, this is not really a moment, but this is a thing he does, and we're never going to hear it again.
Yeah, but for now, rest in peace, Jason Frank.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. Thank you for everything. Actually,
the childhood memories and all. But again, next person to talk about, he was also part of our childhood.
Yeah, we're gonna go on to the next one for sure.
Which is Kevin Conroy, aka the Batman anime series.
Another sad topic.
Because I'll be honest, I didn't even know he had cancer. I really did not know.
I didn't know until he passed away. I was like, oh, I didn't know he had cancer. He kept that pretty. I mean, people knew about it, but like I didn't know about it.
Apparently, he got it, but it was too quick.
I mean, that happens to a few people.
Exactly. So that's probably why he didn't tell people about it, because he just found out about it. He was trying to process it. Then all of a sudden,
that and he thought, it wasn't gonna kill him.
Exactly.
That as well.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
But like, that's a voice of our childhood right there. That is Batman, and that came at the same time I was watching Power Rangers. I was watching Batman the animated series.
Exactly, and every time I read a Batman comic,
that's the voice you
that's the voice I hear.
That is definitely the Batman voice. That is the only. Nobody's ever been able to do the voice quite like him.
Exactly, and
there are good voices. There people do good.
Exactly,
Batmans.
Like the DC animated universe. That dude.
Yeah.
He's pretty good. Don't get me wrong. He's pretty good, but
you're not Kevin Conroy.
No, he's not Kevin Conroy.
But like, Kevin Conroy was just he came out at a time where it's like we didn't have no Batman stuff. Really.
Yeah, we didn't.
We had Burton's.
We had the Adam West Batman.
We had Burton's. We were just getting Bat Nipples at that time around there.
Oh God, I don't remember that.
George Clooney.
Yeah.
And we had Val Kilmer, and we had George Clooney, right? And
it was just...
He was the story. They did all the comic book runs, but then they also did, like, they added new things, like the backstory for Mr. Freeze. Harley Quinn.
AKA one of my favorite Batman anime movies, Mask of the Phantasm.
Probably one of the top 10. If you're a fan of Batman, watch it.
I'll say this, if I make a list between the live action and the animated movies,
if you were gonna bleed them across,
yeah, I would say Master of the Phantasm, top 3 best.
At least maybe even the best, man.
Not just that, like for an animated movie to talk about like what Bruce Wayne went through.
It was actually in talks of. It's one of a couple movies where it's like we need to make an animation category, and because like it was so good. Like they were like, we can't put it in Best Picture because like people still have that weird thing of like animated movies shouldn't be able to win Best Picture.
Which
it was in the talks though for that, but it never got that far because it's animated. But
yeah, but still, like
you're missing out if you've never watched Mask of the Phantasm.
It's
like a well written story. It's very, very good.
And the villain, the Phantasm, that character. I don't want to say
the reveal for that character.
Yeah,
the
reveal for that character. I don't want to say anything else about it because I want people to watch this movie. This movie is really good.
So that's another movie I saw in theaters, by the way. And like my mom's like, "Oh, I don't think I would like it." And that's the movie that got my mom to go watch animated movies with me in theaters because she watched it and she was like, "Whoa, that's really good."
Which surprised. I didn't know about the Batman animated movie. Again, they didn't market this movie well. They really didn't.
I mean, it wasn't, but like people saw it.
Yeah, people saw it, but it's just one of those things I didn't know it was in theaters.
But I was just lucky. That's the thing I did as a kid. I saw movies and I would look at we'd get the newspaper and see what's playing.
Yeah, like I wasn't that kid, but again, the movie wasn't advertised right because I didn't know about it. Which I think a lot of people didn't know that movie was in theaters.
Such a good movie.
It's
and they've replayed it in theaters a couple times, and I've been tempted to go and see it in the theater again.
I'll say this: next time we see that in theaters, let's go because I want to see that movie.
Because in theaters, man, I mean, I have it on DVD at home,
but nothing compared to the big screen.
Like seeing it on the big screen, even if you haven't seen it, just watch it. It's good. And I know some people might not get the animation, especially the younger crowd. But trust me, the animation is meant for Batman. It's perfect.
It just captured like the idea of Batman. Like
it's supposed to be like in 1920s, but it's also modern day at the same time. It's very weird.
It is.
It's like Gothic architecture, the vibe, it's just a really good movie, and just the and him in general being the guy who's Bruce Wayne / Batman is just perfect. And he does the duality very well compared to most other people. Most people can get one right, not both. He gets both right.
Yeah.
And we keep getting more. That's mine.
Oh, shit. They look the same.
But he's picking up my phone.
Anyway, I need to mess around Frank Tanner because I think he's going to the movie theaters right now.
At what, 9?
9:15.
We're going to leave.
Side note, we're going to see Wakanda Forever.
Which is another thing where you get sad about. Yay! We're just sad boys today, aren't we? But the fact that he did like the anime series. He stopped for a while. Then he would show up here and there, but then he came back for
he was
Killing Joke, right?
No. He was in the he was in the Arkham series.
Well, that too, but I mean, like, for the movies.
For the movies, he did some. I just don't remember.
I know he did. Well, he stopped for a little bit. He did a couple movies, stopped, did the Arkham games instead.
Yeah, because he stopped right
after. Because they replaced him in the movies, remember?
Yeah.
And then he came back for Killing Joke. Yeah, or Death in the Family.
I need to look it up because I think he did more movies than that. I'm not 100% sure. He was Batman for a long time. That's how I can't remember like if he did.
But
movies.
I think he did Death in the Family recently, or he did Killing Joke, one of the two. But
I know like his last movie he did was Justice League vs. the Fatal Five.
Yeah,
that was really good. I saw that recently too. It was just like.
But like anytime him and Mark Hamill get together, and just the post that Mark Hamill made about it, where it's like that's one of his best friends in the animation world.
Exactly.
And it's just crazy to know that how long they knew each other. And just like all the things that he did as Batman, he's everyone's childhood. He probably is your Batman.
We transitioned to the anime series. You go all the way to Batman Beyond, which, man,
the old man Batman. Yeah.
Again, before we talk about a series, at the time like Batman Beyond, it wasn't like in the comics or anything. This is something they came up with.
Idea.
And man, they nailed it because holy shit.
It's really good idea, and then they made it into a comic book, and now people want them to do a live action version of it.
Which again, I would not mind because
just to see Terry McGinnis, that'd be cool.
He's a good Batman.
He's one of the few characters like. Brian always makes the argument for Damian to be Batman. I'm like, Damian should
not be Batman.
Should never be Batman. I told him the only Robin out of all the Robins that should be Batman is Dick Grayson. And then if I'm gonna accept anybody else, it's going to be Terry McGinnis. Unless you're gonna do an alternate version of Batman, then I like Zura Ra.
Yeah, like there's two people, like in the Bat family I could see as Batman. Again, he said Dick Grayson. maybe Tim Drake. Maybe.
I don't think Tim Drake should do it.
I don't think so too, but I could probably see.
The only person I would want to have the mantle is Grayson.
Yeah, Grayson for sure, but out of the Bat family, he maybe.
Like Damian should never have that. I mean, he's had it. He's had the mantle in different comics, but he should never have it.
No.
Jason should hell not. There's an argument made for like a female, but then that's just Batwoman.
Yeah, that's just Batwoman.
But like, if I was gonna allow like a woman to just cheat the system and be Batman, it would be Huntress, his daughter, not the Huntress,
yeah,
but like his daughter Huntress.
And also that like
him and Catwoman's daughter.
I forgot what universe it is, but DC did a universe with everyone that switched
gender swap. Yeah.
So we did get like a Batman female version. We did kind of.
Kind of. I think even in that universe she's called Batwoman. But
yeah, but still, like when people said that, I was like, "That's Batwoman. That's Batgirl."
Yeah.
What the?
I mean, and there's Thomas Wayne Batman. Thomas Wayne is a great one too. He's a violent Batman. He's like not the Batman you shouldn't have, but
it's a guy. What do you expect when you see your son get killed in front of your eyes?
But like Terry McGinnis is like probably the definitive because he's a clone.
Yeah, which
is a spoiler, but you should have seen that a long time ago.
Yeah, spoilers.
It's not a big one to the series. I guess the idea, if you're spoiled by the idea, like, oh, this is what he's doing, but
yeah, which
like a 25, 30-year-old fucking.
I love it's weird at the same time because you get that reveal in the Justice League Unlimited series.
Yeah, so you can't even watch. Even if you watch Batman Beyond, you won't get it.
Yeah, it's just like, why would you put that in here?
Like,
because that episode is just full on Terry McGinnis in the future in the Justice League.
It's literally that. I think that is actually that was supposed to be the finale for Batman Beyond. They're like, oh, this would be better for Unlimited's ending. That ended up being Unlimited's ending.
Then we got another season where they fought Darkseid.
Yeah,
which is just like, what?
I kind of want them to the DC Universe movies to go back to that story of the Terry McGinnis.
I would too, man.
And the idea that Hawk Girl and Jon Stewart had a kid.
Warhawk, right?
Warhawk.
Yeah, there you go.
Like that wasn't a thing, by the way. That was for Justice League Unlimited too. Was Warhawk?
Yeah, because I did a double take when he said "Dad." I was like, "What?"
What? I mean, throughout that whole show, that's the Justice League Unlimited and the Justice League the prequel series. It's two different seasons. They established so many relationships that we don't see again, or if we do, it's very rare. Like the Batman Wonder Woman one, where like Wonder Woman's into Batman a lot,
which at first it's like
it's weird, and then you think about that's actually perfect.
It is. Then they switch it around. It's like, oh, let's put Wonder Woman with Superman.
Which is not in that series. It's in the newer comics, yeah, and I'm like, Superman should only be with Lois Lane. And
I was scratching my head at that. I was like, where the fuck is Lois Lane?
Like in when the new 52 Wonder Woman Superman pairing, it's a cool pairing. It's a cool idea.
It's a cool idea, but
in the main universe, I'm like, no, you probably shouldn't do that. They're two powerful people.
Not just that, like.
And he kept treating Wonder Woman in the story. Sorry if I interrupt you.
Go ahead.
It's like every time he treats that like this. Why this is one of the many reasons they break up in the book. Is he's like, if my villains find out who you are, you'll get hurt. And I'm like,
it's Wonder Woman.
It's Wonder Woman. You don't say that about Lois Lane, motherfucker.
Oh my god.
But that's one of the things in New 52 that conversation happens.
Yes, but
the Justice League Unlimited, and they also do the Green Lantern Hawk Girl relationship. They do I forgot who they give Flash. They give Flash one, but then the only one they get correctly is Green Arrow and Black Canary.
The Flash, I think it was I forgot her fucking name, so my description may be weird.
Was it Tigra?
No, it was the chick that turned into Green Flame, something like that.
Oh, I forgot her name. I forgot her name.
I was watching...
Because like in that show, they gave people the weirdest couples in the Justice League show, and it worked. It
works.
But like the way. I mean, we probably. I mean, this is like we're going into territory of like talking about like our favorite things about Justice League and Limited now.
Which again, Kevin Conroy, he was in Justice League, so kind of fits. I guess.
And it's just like that show, the whole cast of the original, like the original and Unlimited,
perfect,
beautiful, especially. And then there's the Batman Beyond, and like where Kevin Conroy gets to play the young version of Batman and the old version of Batman. And they have to talk to each other. I love that.
My favorite so far when the old Batman would do the interrogation.
Yeah. Oh, I like one of my favorite parts is where he goes, "Are you surprised to see me? No, I'm just surprised I lived so long."
Remember that?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite lines from that episode. He's like, because like Bruce says, "Oh yeah, you surprised to see me? No, I'm just surprised I lived so long."
Not just that, like again, going back to the finale of the Batman Beyond movie, I think Bruce lived up to what, 90 to 100?
Yeah, he lives like very, which makes sense because then that makes sense in the context of Batman Year 99 or whatever, or Year 100, that comic book. I'm like, that makes sense. Yeah.
It makes sense, but it's just like, man,
like Jesus, how much you beat yourself up all the time,
I'm surprised he lived that long.
How did you live so long, man? And just like that, the whole vibe of that series is very good, and that is still Kevin Conroy. And it's just crazy how he's able to do young. He did kid Batman. He's done adult Batman. That's his character, man.
Exactly. Like again, like I think the best thing with Kevin Conroy is definitely the Arkham series.
Arkham is one of his good achievements.
Because
for sure.
I'll say this: with Arkham Asylum, you get the animated Batman voice.
Yeah.
But once you get to Arkham City,
he gets a different tone.
You get a different tone. He make Batman like brutal, more darker. Then when you get the Arkham Knight, it just grew more. It just like
I mean, even the Origins game, which I really do enjoy. I beat that game real quick.
I can't
remember when I bought it and I said, "Hey, I'm already done." You're like, "What? You're already done?"
Yeah, because
you messaged me and you're like, "Wow, you already beat it." I'm like, "Yeah, 100% it is."
It's so weird because I know with Arkham Origins, it's a young Batman, so they were like, we're going to cast someone else, not Kevin Conroy. But the person they pick is the guy who did Chris Redfield.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm thinking like, Batman punching a fucking boulder.
Yeah, but like that whole series, he does have a voice in it. Kevin Conroy does have a voice in that game.
Oh, he does, but he's not Batman.
But he's not Batman.
Which I do understand why, because this is like year one Batman, something like that.
Yeah, you want a younger voice, but because he was so used to doing the old voice, he's like, I need to find that young voice again.
But speaking of that, Troy Baker, really good at the Joker in that game.
Very much, yeah.
He sounds almost identical to Mark Hamill. Almost.
One of the few people that works very well being Joker. There's not a lot of people who do Joker as well.
But Troy Baker fucking killed it. I just had to get that out because we talk about Batman Origins. But yeah.
But like just seeing Conroy doing all the Batman, he does other stuff like other than Batman, but this is the most thing
the most thing he's well known for
is Batman. So but should we? You're gonna hear that often through this, but that's cool. It's cool to have. But I guess what is our top 5 moments of Conroy now?
Okay, I'm gonna show you this. Just give me a nod, yes or no.
He's gonna show me something, guys.
Just give me a nod, yes or no.
I mean, we're already here. I mean, I can already get you.
Yeah, I have to tell that about for Derek.
Well, y'all get to hear our plans.
Yeah, so it's for Derek. Which we're almost done with the podcast anyway, so
we're almost done. I mean, we can go grab him after this.
Yeah.
He lives by me anyway.
Yeah.
Tell him I'm already have you anyway.
Okay, so we'll start with you. What's your top 5?
So number 5 is probably it's a tough one. 5 is going to be that moment where he says where he plays old Batman and young Batman. He says, "I'm surprised I lived so long." That's probably number 5 because that is a great funny moment that is just encapsulated in the idea of that old Batman and young Batman playing off of each other is really good. Number 4 is the moment where Wonder Woman's flirting with Batman on the rooftop, and he's like, "This won't work." It's something like along these lines, like it's like, "This is not gonna work. I'm a rich kid with issues, a lot of issues." That gets me every time. I'm like, that is something that is definitely dark, and it's also contradictory to what he does because he falls in love with Catwoman and all these women.
Yeah,
and the fact that he won't stay with Wonder Woman, one of the most powerful, she can handle herself compared to everybody else, is very interesting. I mean, number 3 would be Arkham City, the whole game. him in that role in the Arkham City. Probably one of the best Batman game ever made is probably Arkham City. I prefer Arkham Asylum, but Arkham City is a better game.
Oh yeah, by far.
And the voice acting is much better in that game. Number 2, and maybe I'll let you go all the way to number 2 again after I finish my number 2, so that we could do our number 1s. Number 2, however, is it's a hard version, but it's the episode in the animated series where he gets the fear toxin and he starts seeing his parents.
That one I remember. Ooh.
That is, he does the voice, but my number 1 is going to be very sad. So
I think, you know what, I think we might have the same number 1, so this will be interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, number 5, I will say this: it's from the anime series, but I love the episode with the Great Ghost.
It's a good one.
I love that episode because the fact you get Adam West and Kevin Conroy and Adam West's character, the Great Ghost, Bruce Wayne Batman, he look up to that character.
Yeah.
So
it's supposed to be Zorro. If you don't know, the actual character he goes to see is Zorro.
Yeah. But the fact is,
like, in the anime series, they do the Great Ghost.
But the fact is, you see Batman idolize this dude. It just...
And it happens to be the guy who played Batman.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, man, that hit me. It hit hard, too, because I was watching that, like, I think 2 days when we found out Kevin passed away.
Yeah.
I was like, man, 2 legend gone.
Like 2 Batman.
It's like, oh, man, it was hard. But my number 4, I don't know what to say this, but you ever play Arkham Knight?
No, but I've seen parts of it.
Okay, because I don't know what's the spoilers, so I don't know you want to...
I think I already know the ending of that game, so...
Well, it's not an ending, but there's two things in Arkham Knight that's going to be on my list, but...
Go on.
It's when, granted, I don't like the moment, because at the same time, too, but basically it's when we find out the Arkham Knight is Jason Todd.
It's the Under the Red Hood story.
Basically, but he's not the Red Hood, he's the Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Which is just like, why would you
just make him under the Red Hood?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you could call it Arkham Knight, but like...
But also, to me, it's also... I'm kind of questioning my head. It's like, how the fuck did Jason Todd have a fucking military army with him?
That, I mean, yeah.
That's kind of scratching my head, but anyway.
He should have just been, like, the villain in the background of the series.
Yeah,
like...
but anyway. It's when you find out, like, oh shit, Jason's alive. And he's the Arkham Knight. The way that Kevin Conroy delivered that, it's just like, my God.
He finally got to do that, too.
It's just like, my God. It wasn't the end of the game, too. It was very impactful. It was like... But number 3, again, it's from Arkham Knight. Is the thickest thing like Rocksteady did. It's like, oh, you want the true ending? You gotta get 100% in the game, including the fucking Riddler trophies, which
you hate. And that every time you go through and do 100% on those games, I'm like, I'm doing it again. I'm like, why are you torturing yourself?
Well, it's Arkham City. Well, I'll grant it with Arkham Knight, they chop it halfway. But it's still annoying because half the time you gotta use your fucking Batmobile.
I hate. That's why I didn't play the whole game.
It's just like, fuck.
Like, I could understand like a couple sections, like 2 sections of the game.
Yeah.
Use the Batmobile.
But that's
like, why a lot of people didn't buy that game.
It was like 80% of the game.
Like, a lot of people did not buy that game for the.
Yeah, because. But anyway, it's once you get 100% in the game.
Yeah.
He just tell Gordon like, I'm done. This is it. And he's basically telling like Gordon like, this is my last time to hear me as Batman. And he does go to the Wayne Mansion, and it fucking explodes along with Bruce Wayne because
the idea.
The idea.
They've done that a couple times throughout the Batman story, where it's like, I'm dead.
Yeah, but you see for Kevin Conroy, it's just like, man.
Yeah.
But we don't know, like, he really is dead because I don't know if his Arkham Gotham Knight is connected to the Arkham series. I don't know. So, if it is,
I don't know.
If it is, let me know in the comments. But for now, in my knowledge, we don't know if that Batman in the Arkham series survived that. We don't know.
I don't remember. I think he might have survived that. But...
Yeah, but for right now, we don't know.
For now, until we play the game.
Yeah, so
number 2. What's your number 2?
Number 2 is man, I would say this. Granted, I don't like Superman, but it's definitely the World Finest episode.
Okay, that is probably one of the best, actually.
Yeah, because I don't like Superman because you know me, like I really don't like Boy Scout character. But
there are a few good Superman stuff.
I would say this. I like Superman Red Sun. I like that story.
I mean, cause that's evil, pretty much.
I kind of don't like people make fun of me because I love the Death of Superman. The reason why I like that story because it's so Superman holding no hold bars against Doomsday, doing what he has to do.
There's a few Superman moments where like I tell you go read that because there are certain parts of Superman comics where it's like these are the stories to read.
I would say this with the Dark Knight Returns, the Frank Miller movie book. It made me don't like Superman even more. Like I hate Frank Miller for doing that because it's just like, oh man, you making me hate that character more. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I think it's a perfect usage of Superman. Where like, oh, he's a bad guy now.
Yeah,
that's a good one though.
Yeah, granted, like I do like Superman, the New 52. They did like make it not more like a Boy Scout.
Okay.
But that's the main reason why I didn't like Superman to begin with. But
I like certain stories of Superman. So there's like different parts of Superman where it's like this is good, this is good,
yeah,
this is good.
But the fact is, like, the first time we see these two characters, animated wise, in a
show, yeah,
it's just like
World Finest, yeah.
I would say this. I'll say like.
And those two series are connected.
Yeah,
the animated Superman animated series, the Batman animated series.
I would say I do have an honorable mention.
What's your honorable mention?
Man, it's definitely when the first time you see Static Shock and Batman together.
Okay.
That's because the two characters they're nothing alike, but the fact is like they were working together. And it just like it brought a smile to my face. Like this is awesome.
That's a good one. So who's gonna do their number one first? Me, you, me.
Okay, number one, it's from the Justice League. Is where Batman confront Ace before he passes on.
Yep, that's my number one. Is Batman and Ace.
My God, like I would say this. The people say like, dude, cartoons they're nothing. They have no souls. Watch that episode. Watch that moment.
Like there's no three-dimensional like characters and nothing means anything and like that. And a lot of the actual Justice League animated series and the Batman animated series, there's moments hidden in there like that where it's like, that makes me sad, motherfucker.
Exactly,
like that should he stayed with her until she passes. Like,
it is. And the fact that she allowed him to do that.
And she asks him, "Will you stay with me? I'm scared."
That what killed me. Even back then, when I was like a
child, yeah, it
hit me. It was like, what the fuck?
Like you didn't expect that from a story like that.
And funny enough, that's the same episode as the Batman Beyond feature.
That's the same episode where he's like, "I'm surprised I lived so long." Like and it's like that's the same episode.
No, I don't think that. I think when Terry found out he's the clone of Bruce Wayne.
That might be also the same episode too.
I don't remember, but
I think all of that's in the same episode.
I just remember we just found out because Amanda Waller was telling Terry. But that moment is just
like that's a good him and Ace is just like probably the hands down one of the best Kevin Conroy Batman moments.
Exactly, it's just like.
I do have an honorable mention because this has definitely been going around the internet for years.
Well, before that, since we're on the Ace subject, I want to talk about something he did in Justice League.
Okay.
Is how where she fucked up Joker.
True, yeah.
That scene, that scared me. I was like,
it's beautiful
because she broke the Joker. It's like, what the fuck? No one was ever do that.
How are you able to break the Joker?
But he did survive that because Batman Beyond, even though that storyline.
Yeah.
But still, it was
the Return of the Joker.
It was just like
that movie's great.
It was great, but anyway.
So honorable mention, and I just thought about it right now while we were talking, is this went around the internet a bunch of times. It goes around where we need to take off our costumes.
Oh my God!
And he's like, wait, but I have a secret identity. He's like Wally West,
Clark Kent,
Bruce Wayne.
My favorite meme is like he was doing that, but instead. Ooh, that is Batman.
And Batman. I mean, to be fair, Bruce Wayne isn't Bruce Wayne. He's actually Batman. Yeah, that's who he is.
It's just funny, he's wearing a second mask.
But that's an honorable mention because that is a perfect moment of he just basically played, I know who you are, I know who he is, I know who you all are.
Yeah, so
it doesn't matter if you guys are the reason y'all are gonna take me down if I go evil. So now y'all know who I am.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's my favorite story. And obviously there's other parts of Kevin Conroy that he's done voiced as well that are just fucking astronomically crazy. I would love to hear about them.
I do got an honorable mention. It's so bad. This is how much he done and why I like it. It's the storyline to Injustice.
Okay.
When he tried at the end of Injustice 2, after they bring Brainiac, Superman, he goes back to evil. Mm-hmm. And he says him and Clark, they were stingy words. And I forgot who says this, but they said I miss the good old days where we used to fight side by side. And I think Superman said I missed it too, but we would never go back to the way it used to be. That right there was fuck.
Such a good, just Kevin Conroy as Batman, and the writing in general is just crazy, and he made my childhood for sure. He's one of those people where it's he deserved all the praise that he got because he was so good at it. He's definitely a hero, just like JDF Frank was.
Yeah, exactly.
If you look at the '90s kids, visions of superheroes, it's Tommy
and Batman.
Bruce Wayne. And the fact that we got the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers crossover with Batman not too long ago in the Justice League or whatever. Boom! I mean, come on, man.
But yeah, again, in the past 2 weeks, we lost those two guys.
We lost our legends, man.
It was just goddamn. Also, make you feel damn, we actually are getting old because all of our heroes are going away.
They're going away. Stan Lee went away. Scott Hall, which people don't know who Scott Hall is. Wrestling. Yeah, he's WWE,
AKA
WWF,
AKA Razor Ramon.
We talked about that a while back too.
Hey, yo, Chico.
We've had a few people pass away, and just these ones are more tragic and quick because suicide and then cancer.
Cancer, it's just
it's not old age. It's not sick. Well, I mean, cancer is kind of sick, but that was a quick sick. It wasn't a long time.
Yeah, he just found out, and I guess a week later or some shit like that, he just passed.
Yeah,
it's whoa.
Stanley, we knew he was gonna pass away
because he was almost 100.
That guy was old, but these two guys were very, in my opinion, younger, for their ages. Anyway. Exactly. And Jason Frank even more shocking because he was such good shape. He's
such a good shape, good spirited. Every time we see him,
it makes you sad, man. Definitely my heroes, Jason Frank for sure.
Yeah, but
I want to thank them though.
Yeah, I would thank them too. Thank you for the memories. Really appreciate it. But before we end the podcast, we want to talk about stuff we have for the channel.
Oh yeah, we got some stuff coming up, some Let's Plays and other shit.
Yeah, so for me, I'm recording Doom Eternal. Probably got to re-record it.
Are you ever going to finish that Pokemon one?
Well, I was thinking that, but...
Wayne Brady, motherfucker.
I was thinking that too, but... Okay, we're doing the... Okay, we are doing another 24-hour charity. Our plan is...
yeah, we're planning on doing a 24-hour charity stream.
We're planning on it, but the thing is, our plan is, we're going to do Pokemon Diamond and Pearl.
But I want to see Wayne Brady!
Well, I was thinking... If I were to scrap it, in the live stream, can I put Wayne Brady as in it too? And you go be your character, which is
Ryan Stiles.
I was thinking that. I was like, fuck it.
But I mean, that joke was really good.
I did too. I just haven't had time to record back into it because of work and all that.
But I mean, damn, I'd still watch it. Holy shit.
Yeah, so
the jokes you made in that were funny.
Yeah, so it's playing in my head. So I may go back to re-record it.
If you don't know, me and him on Facebook, we talk to each other, and his nickname and mine is Wayne Brady. So I'm so you're recording Doom Eternal. Yeah, we're doing a 24-hour charity stream next year.
Which our plan is we're either going to do Pokemon.
Okay.
If we can't do Pokemon, we're thinking about maybe Spyro.
I would prefer Pokemon, but that's just me.
Yeah, I would prefer it too, but if we can't do Pokemon, we gotta have backups.
True.
So I'll put Spyro there because we both had the game.
I need to record more Skyrim, but that's a game I could just jump into anytime.
Yeah.
It's not like I think, oh yeah, and then obviously I do movie reviews and things like that.
Yes.
And I don't know what other games I probably might do some other ones because I think I might do like Call of Duty 2 if I buy it again, and then
yeah. So another two
games. Callisto Protocol would be cool.
Yeah, another two games we want to do is Fable.
Me and him together, we want to do Little Nightmares 2, right?
Which we are going to do. I do got the game, which is just need to be recorded together.
Fable, the series.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna do that together. Because there's so many funny jokes you can make.
I do have a name for the character. I don't want to say it. I'll tell you.
You'll find out.
Yeah, I'll tell you after the podcast. So.
I want to do the spiritual successor to Little Nightmares, that one that has all the fairy tales in it.
Yeah, I remember that one, which we don't know is that going to come.
But since that's gonna have the same play style as Little Nightmares, we have to play that.
Yeah. So.
Those are like our pair. I think there's a couple other pair let's plays we need to do, but those are the main ones right now. We need to get to and actually do them.
Yeah, that's the only thing we need to get to them. Which who knows?
Because like the Little Nightmares was the first Let's Play me and him finished. Completed together, like me and him together in the same room. Besides maybe Village when we streamed Village.
Yeah, we streamed Village, but it's like we want to do more.
We gotta do the DLC, don't we? Did we ever do the DLC?
No, I haven't bought it yet.
Me and you need to sit down and do the DLC together.
Yeah, my dumbass is like, you know what? DLC or Assassin's Creed DLCO collection.
I don't blame you. That's a good collection, honestly. I mean, yeah, I've been replaying Valhalla.
And yeah, and not just that. When I got that game, it was $11.
Yeah, it's cheap right now. All the games are cheap.
Yeah, that was during I think there was like the holiday sale, something like that.
Yeah, they're right in the middle of the holiday sales, and now it's Black Friday sale and Cyber Monday sales.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? That's how I got Little Nightmares. They're at sale.
Good time to buy games right now.
Yeah. So in that total, I bought the SEO collection and Little Nightmare for $25.
Pretty good, actually. But I'm replaying Assassin's Creed Valhalla for some reason. It's fun. It's a great game. It's better than a lot of the other newer games. Yeah, it's fun. Assassin's Creed. Well, they have a new one that just came out, didn't they? Or about to come out.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them that are about to come out, but we're going to get into Assassin's Creed later on because.
But like Origins, Odyssey is like probably one of the ones that has a lot of the EA DLC type of shit, but I want to try it out at some point. But.
Yeah, but we could get into Assassin's Creed like later on because we could talk more and more about it.
Black Flag, but like I don't know what else I should let's play, but there's some ideas floating around like Conquer, but I kind of want to. You kind of want to sit in for Conquer, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure because we can make fun of it.
Like, it's such a great game. And then I know you wanted me to do, what, Fractured Butthole?
Yeah, Fractured Butthole.
Not bad, not bad. We should probably, give us some ideas.
Yeah.
Give us some of your favorite memories of Kevin Conroy and JDF Frank and all that. And what should we do next in the future?
Yeah, so for now.
This is the Bludcast, everybody, if you didn't know that.
And we catch you later.
Woo!